It's not just history. It's not a ghost we've left behind. It's a living force, changing, adapting, hiding in new shapes. We like to think the world has moved on. That slavery, apartheid, segregation, they're all chapters closed in humanity's book. But the truth is, racism never left. It just learned how to blend in. It is in the sideways glance when someone enters a store. It is in the subtle tightening of a grip on a bag when a certain person walks by. It's in the job interview that ends too quickly, the loan application that's quietly rejected, the neighborhood where doors close just a little faster. It lives in the way headlines are written. One group's violence is an isolated tragedy. Another's is proof of who they are. Long ago, empires didn't just conquer land. They conquered identity. They built a ladder of humanity, placing themselves on top and pushing others to the bottom. This wasn't accidental. This was design. It allowed kings and merchants to ship millions of people across oceans in chains, to strip lands of gold, diamonds, and labor, and to call it progress. When those systems began to crumble, they didn't simply disappear. Wealth built on stolen land stayed in the same families. Laws once written to keep people apart were replaced with new rules that looked fair, but worked the same way. Segregation was outlawed, but housing loans were given mostly to white neighborhoods. Education became equal, but funding still favored certain districts. Do you believe racism can ever truly be erased if the systems remain the same? If you're enjoying this video, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Today, racism doesn't always shout. It whispers in algorithms, in real estate markets, in police stops, in who gets the benefit of the doubt. Job applications with ethnic-sounding names get fewer callbacks. Black drivers are more likely to be pulled over. Indigenous communities are more likely to lack clean drinking water. There is something called environmental racism, where polluting factories and toxic waste sites are placed near poor, minority neighborhoods. The air is heavier there. The water is unsafe. The hospitals are far away. When natural disasters hit, help arrives slower. Rebuilding takes years. Even technology is not neutral. Facial recognition systems misidentify darker-skinned faces far more than lighter ones. Artificial intelligence trained on biased data repeats and amplifies that bias. If a computer is taught by history, it will learn racism. Racism is not just physical, it's psychological. Studies prove we absorb stereotypes from the media we consume and the society around us. Children learn it before they even understand the word. A school teacher might unknowingly call on certain students more often. A principal might discipline one group more harshly. This school-to-prison pipeline means a child's future can be stolen before it begins. Racism hides in news coverage. Missing white children receive weeks of headlines, while missing black or indigenous children are barely mentioned. A white suspect's troubled childhood is explored. A black suspect is called a thug before any trial. Online, hate spreads like wildfire. Social media algorithms push the most outrageous content to keep people engaged. This means extremist voices find followers quickly. Lies become truth simply because they're repeated so often. And in online spaces, anonymity makes it easy to say things one would never dare speak in person. Knowing all of this, is racism more dangerous when it's visible or when it hides behind laws and technology? If you're enjoying this video, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. But history also shows that silence helps racism survive. Whenever people stay quiet to avoid conflict, the system stays intact. Real change comes when we confront the discomfort, when we examine not just other people's actions, but our own. To dismantle racism, we must go beyond symbols. Changing a mascot or removing a statue matters, but not as much as changing laws, redistributing resources, and telling the truth about history. We must understand that racism is not just an American problem or a South African problem. It's a global problem. From Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar to black migrants in Europe facing discrimination, the story repeats. Some ask, why bring up the past? That was long ago. But the past shapes the present. Generations who were denied land, education, and fair pay cannot magically start at the same place as those who had centuries of advantage. You cannot run a race where some start miles ahead and call it fair. There's another uncomfortable truth. Racism benefits certain people, and those benefits can make them resist change. Equality feels like loss to those who have always been ahead. That's why fighting racism is not just about laws, it's about willpower. The willingness to give up unfair privilege for the sake of justice. But change is possible. Education can break cycles. Diverse leadership can rewrite policies. Honest conversations can expose lies. And solidarity, across races, classes, and nations, can apply the pressure that forces progress. The fight is long. It will be longer than one lifetime. But every small act matters. Challenging a stereotype in conversation, voting for leaders who prioritize equality, teaching children to see humanity first. These small ripples become waves. Racism adapts, it hides. But so can resistance, in art, in culture, in community organizing, in daily acts of defiance. Every voice matters. Every stand matters. Because history will remember not just the loud voices of hatred, but the silence of those who knew and said nothing. Racism is a disease that mutates with time. The question is, will we keep treating the symptoms, or will we finally cure the root cause? If you're enjoying this video, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one.